Hello everyone and welcome to 𝗖𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗃. For those joining us for the first time, 𝗖𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗃 is not an organization. It is a safe space dedicated to fostering active listening, character building and strengthening relationships. In a world where many people long to be heard but few feel truly listened to, 𝗖𝗵𝗶𝗃 seeks to create meaningful conversations that encourage reflection, understanding, growth, and genuine human connection. It is built on the belief that listening is not merely a communication skill, but an expression of empathy, respect, and care. One of the initiatives closest to my heart is this podcast series, Finding Joy and Resilience Amidst Adversity. The title itself carries a message I deeply believe in. Adversity is something none of us can completely avoid. It may come in the form of illness, loss, rejection, death, failure, broken relationships, divorce, shattered expectations, or seasons of uncertainties. Yet, time and again, we encounter people who not only survive these experiences but emerge with greater wisdom, strength, purpose, and sometimes even joy. This series was very close to my heart, and it is created to bring those stories to light. The last episode of this series was recorded more than a year ago. There was a pause. While the series took an unexpected stoppage or pause, the vision behind it never left me. It was still in my heart, burning, simmering. This series is particularly important to me because it is deeply connected to my own life journey. Having lived through significant health challenges, surgeries, limitations, disappointments, and difficult seasons, I have learned that resilience is not the absence of pain. Joy is not the absence of adversity. Rather, both can be discovered and cultivated even in the midst of life's greatest challenges. And that is why we are here today. I am delighted to revive this series with episode 5, Beyond Brokenness. Today's episode name is Beyond Brokenness, featuring Mahirah A, founder of MVIBE, author and leadership mentor. Her story is not simply about adversity, it is about transformation. It is about clarity, resilience, leadership, and the possibility of becoming more than what our circumstances try to make us believe we are. So thank you for joining, all of you. I hope this conversation encourages you, inspires you, and reminds you that while adversity may shape a chapter of your story, it does not have to define the ending. My guest today, Mahirah A, founder of MVIBE, author and leadership mentor. Her credentials doesn't stop there. She is a transformational emotional clarity coach, resilience advocate, and leadership mentor who is passionate about helping individuals lead with confidence, clarity, and purpose. Guided by her philosophy, clarity within, success beyond, she empowers professionals to navigate personal and professional challenges through self-awareness, emotional resilience, and authentic leadership. Interestingly, leadership is not where her story begins. Like many of us, her journey includes seasons of uncertainty, disappointment, struggles, pain, and adversity. Yet, Rather than allowing those experiences to define her, she chose to learn from them, grow with them, and ultimately transformed from that situation, and she transitioned into a source of wisdom and strength. Today, alongside her work as an IT professional, she coaches, mentors, and trains aspiring leaders, helping others discover the clarity, resilience needed to navigate life's challenges. She is also the author of recently published book, Broken into Leadership, in which she shares powerful insights on how adversity can become a catalyst of clarity, resilience, presence, and influence. These words are coming again and again. Mahirah, it's a pleasure to have you with us today. Thank you for accepting my invitation. And I'm truly honored because you joined. Welcome to 𝗖𝗵𝗶𝗿𝗵 Space. And all of you, welcome to 𝗖𝗵𝗶𝗿𝗵 Space.
Thank you for having me. I've shared my story partially in the book, not completely. I think this is the right space where that story can be a little more deepened, a little more understood, and the transformation can be seen more.
Yes.
Thank you.
That is why I chose this title of this episode, Beyond Brokenness. We are not going to stay brooding about brokenness. We are not going to stay there. We want to rise up. Like Phoenix, we need to rise up, and we will show the world how we can transform from brokenness. That's the idea behind it. So Mahirah, before we talk about leadership, resilience, and transformation, these are all big words. Okay, we will deal with these words later on. I would love our listeners to meet the young girl behind all these titles. You spent your formative years somewhere away from India before moving back to this country. And I believe every environment leaves its imprint on us. So take us back to your early years. Who was Mahirah as a child, a little girl, before life began teaching its tougher lessons? And what parts of that little girl still remain with you even today? Over to you.
Oh, wow. I'm going to relive my childhood, I guess, while mentioning this. I think to start off, I'll start with one sentence that I tell everybody is, I was a tomboy and I'm still a tomboy. Don't go by the looks, that's how I look today. And the reason why I say tomboy is, I was an athlete during my school days. I loved playing games. I loved playing anything. I would participate in a sprint. You tell me it is there, I would go join. So from my childhood, I mean, when I was born in India, been in India for some time, and then my entire shaping happened in Middle East. But from the time I was in India itself, I was already a tomboy. I would love playing with boys than girls. I have no idea why I would do that, but I would enjoy it. The strength that comes from it, the kind of resilience boys used to have comparative to girls at that point of time. Yeah, I'm not too old, please. And that does not mean I'm too young as well. But yeah, I mean, those were the things that I did, I enjoyed. Whether it is studies, whether it is games, whether it is athletics, any kind of activity, I would participate and I would compete with boys a lot. Always. Of course, I didn't have so much strength as boys, but yeah, I did try. I tried my best. But things definitely changed when I went to Middle East because of the cultural change, the kind of different freedom I had there. I could explore myself, what I was. I had that freedom of just being in the girls' school. And I didn't have a lot of restrictions in school. When I came back to India, it was different. During school from, I would say somewhere in 9th standard, 10th standard, I was back in India, and it changed a lot. They asked me to be the delicate damsel. Don't jump around, don't run around, be that ladylike. And I was like, what's ladylike? I never knew. Despite being with so many girls around me, we played cricket, we played rugby, we played kho-kho, we would push each other, we would hit each other. We were literally rough even in school. But all of that just suddenly changed. And I had to completely bring myself toned down. Despite being a tomboy, be that girl, be that ladylike, delicate person. I was like, this is definitely not me, but I tried my best. I tried my best. The moment I went to 11th and 12th is when I felt, finally back to my roots, which was again back to a girls' college or a junior college, which was called in Andhra Pradesh. Then I felt so relaxed. I was like, okay, back to my roots, back to my place. This is my adda, this is my den. So that was me during childhood, and it still stayed with me. Like I said, I'm still a tomboy. You ask me to climb a wall and jump into an abandoned building or something, I would still try it. Not succeed much, but I will still do it. So it was me like that. Um, what else stayed with me is trying and being still competitive. Competitive for the good, not in the sense of I would hate failure. No, nothing like that. The moment I fail, I'm like, why did I fail? What else should I do? I know I retrospect a lot. And being an athlete myself during school, there was a lot of training and coaching that used to happen for us. Where are you slowing down? What is happening? What's running in your mind at that point of time? So I still have that even today. And I think that's how I became a coach as well. So that's me about how I was little girl to what I'm still a little girl even now.
Yeah. So, as you have described yourself as someone who loves independence and outgoing and comfortable with uh, boys and girls both, and you love meaningful friendships. Before life presented its major challenges, there are already a version of Mahirah with dreams, ambitions, and expectations for the future. I hope so. What did success and happiness look like to you in your 20s?
Oh,
And
wow.
I'm just curious about
Like I
because
said,
because if you look at the world today and the leaders, they define success in many different ways.
yeah.
Okay, so everybody has a perspective about success. So Mahira, in her after her teen, after her childhood and teen, when she stepped into 20 in her 20s, what was success for you?
For me, success was being happy no matter where I was.
Mm.
No matter with who I was, whether it was with colleagues, friends, no friends, myself. For me, that small things, small discussions, those conversations, even the chai gossips, I used to enjoy those a lot. And I still do even now. Because those conversations put me connected with the society and what's happening around. And it also helped me a lot to understand what I can provide. I can support somebody. There are times when I love learning languages, but yeah, unfortunately, while being in Karnataka, still couldn't learn Kannada. Sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, when I was in Chennai, I learned Tamil. The reason was I wanted to have conversations with people, even on a roadside vendor. The kind of lessons I learned from them, the kind of pain they go through, and still they live their life. I used to get inspired from there. And that could only happen when I knew the language, when I could go and have those conversations and explain them how they can do things a little more better, maybe from my perspective. So for me, it was just being happy. Being happy, spreading that happiness to them. Even if I could make one person smile in a day, I was satisfied. There's food on my plate. I'm safe and secure. I have clothes to wear, and I made somebody smile was enough for me. I never thought of corporate life. I never thought of being a leader. All of that was like literally alien to me, completely foreign. I was like, yeah, what is there to be a leader? Okay, fine. I mean, for me, leader was nothing but a manager or somebody. That's how my mind was at that
Yeah.
point of time. So I look at a manager, I'm like, yeah, big deal. I can also do that, but that's not my aim at all.
Correct.
So that was me. I mean, I enjoyed life to the fullest. You ask me, do you regret anything? No, I don't. Because I learned a lot from there. I understood who I was. The most important was I lived life fullest and happy.
Wonderful.
That
Wonderful.
was
Thank you so much. Yeah, so that's quite a beautiful picture of success. You have happiness, joy, a little, even if it's not in abundance, but it's absolutely fine to be happy at any moment, whether for food or people. And you said that you are someone who loves people. You can relate with anyone. You can go down to any level and talk to them and mix with them. Yeah, that's wonderful. So, like as a teenage, after youth, like a young girl, what was your like everybody, young girl at your age that time? Everybody used to think having boyfriends or relationship or Prince Charming. I will marry someone who will keep me happy, and so people think, girls think, and I don't know about boys. Yes, I did. Sometime later, not earlier than that. Uh, so, like, what was your thought about marriage? What was your thinking that how do you view the relationship to be like? What was your expectation of marriage or relationship or love life, whatever it is?
for me, marriage and in today's world, the relationships that the Gen Zs call in different names. For me, marriage was nothing but friendship. And this I learned from my parents for sure. I didn't know what was marriage that time. Uh, so it came from there.
Mm-hmm.
Having that one person who I can be myself, who I can have any kind of conversations and not have to think of how can I share something that I really want to share. So for me, marriage was really important.
Mm.
End of the day, having a partner in life is a different world in itself.
Mm.
And especially being from India and the faith that I come from, marriage is just completing your life.
Mm.
It's not just the responsibilities we have with our parents, our siblings, and the society, but also that completeness, the wholeness you would feel when you are in a marriage. So for me, that was what was marriage always. It it builds you, it breaks you, and it builds you again.
Mm. Beautiful, beautiful. So later in your life, did you get into a relationship or marriage?
Oh yes, I did. I did. I did, and I did have a lot of pain coming from it as well.
Mm.
And my book also says the same thing. Broken into leadership.
Mm.
Why broken? Because the kind of mindset I had in my 20s about marriage, what a marriage would be, what I would expect from a partner, what my partner could expect from me, it was different. All rosy, fairy tale, and I thought everything would go the way I am expecting. I had a complete different plan for it. But things changed. We had our big differences. We had our own downfalls. And yeah, I mean, I call it as journey of pregnancy, though it was not pregnancy.
Why do you call it's a journey of pregnancy? Was a
I would say from a timeline perspective, first,
okay.
9 months. And
Okay.
second, the kind of pain, the cycle that I went. For a woman, when a woman is pregnant, The morning sickness, the early morning pain that you have. Oh my gosh, I have to wake up now. I have to be nourished so that my child is nourished. So all of that was running in my mind. So similarly, I had the same stuff going on in my mind that, oh, I have to get up. I have to be happy. I have to keep myself nourished. And a lot of pain, the way a mother would go through till the end when she delivers the baby. And the pain when the delivery is happening is immense. And I felt the same thing when after the 9 months, I was just coming out of my broken marriage. I wouldn't say a broken marriage, I would say lesson marriage. I learned a lot from there. That's the reason I connected with pregnancy. You know, those 9 months were like literally that cycle.
So the timeline actually, because of the timeline of 9 months, you wanted to connect it with pregnancy. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Was it immediately you got to understand that there is something which is not correct or not right in the relationship, marriage relationship? Or at what point did you begin to realize that the relationship you had entered was not the relationship you thought it would be? Like, at what point of time during these 9 months? Like, was it from the day one or?
No, definitely not. Day one was all rosy, garden, fragrance, everything was there that you can think of. If I connect back again to the pregnancy ways of terminology, the first trimester was best. After that is when I started understanding that our mindsets were different, our thought processes were different. Though we were from the same faith, same thought process, but the kind of culture we were in was quite different. So that had a few hiccups. Then our values of how life should be was different. So I would say in one simple line, compatibility. Though we had a lot in common, there were a lot of differences as well.
So as we are discussing about the environment, the situation you were in, so how did that particular environment or situation begin to affect you? Your sense of identity and your ability to be yourself. Because as far as our knowledge is concerned, you let us know about how you were. You said you were a tomboy and you loved freedom and independence. Not exactly freedom, independence. So how your very identity, the identity of Mahirah was affected because of the situation, marriage relationship and all? Will you put little light on that?
That changed a lot. From a tomboy, I really became a delicate damsel. The expectations that were in school, I never looked at it. I never was in a position to be that kind of a ladylike. But I think during the marriage, those 9 months, I became so delicate, such a ladylike. I felt like I was gone. There was no more Mahirah in that. It was completely somebody else. That's the kind of feeling that started creeping in. And the moment I started feeling that, I knew that it was the right time. I should make a decision for myself, which direction I'm going to go. Is this really the life that I want? And I know there's a lot of taboo about separation and so many conversations that happen in a society. But end of the day, I realized that this is my life. I have to live my life. Who's going to be responsible for my life? It's me. I'm the one who's going to look back and say to myself, okay, this is my life and this is how I lived. Do I have any regrets? No. Maybe a few, but not a lot. That's for sure. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I had completely changed from what I was before marriage, during marriage. And again, after marriage, I changed a lot again. I went back to that little girl. I brought the little girl back.
And we all know that you have again transformed from that broken stage. And but to coming coming back to your old self or better than that, there has to be a moment, what gave you the courage to finally say, this cannot be my future? And you ended the pregnancy period was over and there was a new baby born. If we use that metaphor in your case, so how do you explain it?
That was a long journey.
Point? What was the turning point? Yeah.
That was definitely a long journey, I would say. I mean, even if I look back, though by time period it might look very short, but for me it felt like years and years every day. And why I say years is, I think it took me 3 to 4 months to really process what happened in my life. Getting back to a stable mindset in a way that I could process what happened, look back, what was real, what wasn't real, and what was my mind and heart saying. Because both were like literally tangent to each other. They were not talking to each other at all.
True.
And bringing that back, so I think there was a point in time where I said I needed first thing to feel secure. And I really thank the organization that I'm employed in, that they supported a lot at that point of time. Other than my parents and my family, my close family, my organization supported a lot. My acquaintances supported a lot. Eventually, those acquaintances became friends. And when I started having those conversations with them, and I came to a position where I could talk about all of this openly, that's when I was like, okay, now it is time to come out. I think incubation is done. It's better now to start walking, crawling and walking and then running. So that incubation period was done forever. That's when I understood that, one, I was resilient. I never knew I was really resilient. I thought it was more about me being competitive and willingness. I was doing things. But during that incubation time and just coming out of it is when I realized I was really resilient. For a person I was, for the kind of questions people were asking me, the kind of responses I was giving, and I think I became a little more wiser. I can assure you that I became a little more wiser.
Okay, correct.
Wisdom came in a very different, unknown space.
Yes, absolutely.
And that was the turning point for me when I started traveling a little more. Or probably the true traveling started just after that. And when I started traveling is when I realized who I was, what I was, and what I was doing with my life, and now what I can do with my life.
May I? Have you done? Are you done?
So yes, I am.
Yeah. So as I'm listening to you, I think that. Do you think that your very personality, outgoing personality, and a people's person, so do these factors really matter coming out of that shell you once were locked inside? So do you think these aspects are very important? Because you said you took 3 months to come out of, I mean, not exactly come out, but to again feel who you are or who you were or better than that.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think these two factors, like you're outgoing, you're confident, and you're more about people and traveling, so do these factors really caused you to come out of all these things?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say no is the moment I was coming out of it, I had lost my complete confidence.
Correct.
At some point, I was overconfident as well in my life. That you tell me to do it, I will do it. I was that kind of a person. And I lost complete confidence that I can do it. Can I do things on my own? Or will I still search for support?
Mm.
I was completely shaken from inside. My core was shaken. My core was completely shattered. Did it help being an extrovert? I would say it does have some impact.
Mm.
It did have some benefit to it,
Mm.
but I don't think so it was really so beneficial, because
Mm.
no matter an introvert, extrovert, or I'm an ambivert, for anybody,
Mm.
the willing to come out of it, the resilience part,
Mm.
became more important.
Yeah.
I've seen so many of my friends, colleagues, or my clients when I speak during coaching. The willingness is what does half the job.
Correct. Correct.
And none of our characters, none of our that so-called skill set we say
Yes.
comes handy, because your brain sometimes shuts down completely.
Mm.
So I think it's just that one ray of hope, they say.
Mm.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
I think that's actually what really works. I don't think none of those helped me, because I had to rebuild my confidence, rebuild who I was, bringing back the tomboyish side of me. I wouldn't say I would 100% did away with my ladylike feeling. So now I still feel a lady now, but with that tomboyish flavor to it.
Yeah. So this discussion gives me a conclusion or a thought that which is true actually, that this distraction, usually men think that if we do a lot of work or we keep ourselves busy, we will be away from or get rid of pain or suffering. No, that's a lie. So when the inner transformation happens, when the core changes, transforms, then only a person can actually feel the freedom, the independence, right?
Yes.
As you said, that is why I asked this question, whether this traveling and outgoing personality helps you to come out. No, you said no. Yeah, thank you so much. So for listeners, for audience, it is very important to remember your willingness. You need to have that willingness to come out of that darkness you are in, the captivity you are in. You have to free yourself. No coach, no counselors, nobody can free you. Only you have to have that willingness, the urge to come out. And then distraction, yeah, they help. They help. And the support system, it's good that you have a great support system, your acquaintances and your family support. Many, they don't have such a support system.
Yeah.
So it's great. Thank you so much. Moving on to the next curious question. In your book, we will come back. Yeah, Radhika, I will ask you questions. You will get the opportunity to ask questions at the end of little more time. Thank you so much. So in your book, you write, leadership begins the moment self-deception ends. That's my takeaway. I read your book, and that's my favorite line. That's why I'm asking this question. Leadership begins the moment self-deception ends. That's a profound statement, which I loved it, because it places leadership within before it appears outwardly.
True.
Right. So what truths about yourself did you have to face before you could become the leader you are today? Okay.
That's a question I always wanted to answer before, and I used to search for the answer to it. But today I know it for sure, because I've experienced it, lived it. And I wanted to add one more thing before I answer to that is, if any coach tells you that you will find your answer really easy, just talk to me, let's have that coaching session, don't believe that. Because till the time the person is not willing and true from inside saying, I want to change, I want that change in my life,
Yes.
it's impossible.
Impossible.
So I always say that it's credit to the client,
Yes.
not to the coach.
Yes. I agree with you 100%.
So bringing from there, so even for me, when I say deception, before all that brokenness, because of my confidence, because of how outgoing I was, because of how people person I was, I thought I was a leader. And that was deceiving. The moment I broke and I fell down to my knees, I knew everything was gone. I was like, where's that leader? Gone. Where's that person? Gone. Where's that little girl? Gone. But the moment I realized that I have been deceiving myself, that I was a great leader or somebody who could lead people, that is when my journey of true leading happened. And I could lead my life better. And I found my purpose. I knew that serving people in their lowest point was the true service that I could do.
Super.
And that's when that deception broke. And I knew that I could lead my life. The moment I could lead my life, people will understand that they can lead their life as well. And that's the leadership that I believe in. And I've learned this even from my mother. She's the true leader for my life. No matter how much adversity, pain, the cycle of deception she would have gone through in life, she's been leading her life with a smile. It's not easy. I know that. I couldn't do that for some time, but I learned my lesson. That's why I say that, leadership only comes in or really exposes itself. The true leadership is when you understand that deception was there and that is broken.
Correct. Even like if I think about eagle, a bird which is very close to my heart, and the life cycle and the characteristics it has, it's wonderful. Eagle, what they do, they just go above when they come to a age, and they start to get weak and feeble. They go up high. They don't stay down. They go to the highest mountain peak, and they start plucking their own feather.
Yes.
And they become completely stripped of all the feathers. And they start growing feathers, new feathers. And when they are fully grown again, so that process of unlearning to launch something bigger and better, learning something more powerful, and then they soar high. That very life cycle of eagle really gives me goosebump, and it teaches me a lot of things, which you also said, that self-deception and the show business, and I am this coach, I'm that coach. Nothing comes when you are broken, and nothing is going to help. No skill set is going to help you when you're broken. And because I know I have gone through those phases, I am very consistent. I'm consistently doing, suppose like, for 1 month, I created content, captured videos, and I was feeling very powerful, And that self-deception was broken when I fell sick. And I was talking about in 2024, and everything just went off, switched off. This is a small example. And there are bigger setbacks as well. So how you explained, I can only picturize Mahirah as an eagle. That transformation was so beautiful. Yeah.
I still can add that, deceptions will happen more as well.
Absolutely.
The moment confidence becomes overconfidence, the moment you feel that you're invincible, nobody can catch you, that's when deception again starts.
It happens. I mean, You won't believe the moment you feel very powerful, the very next moment you fall down.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that teaches you humility. Humility is power. Meekness is power. Skill set is never your power.
Yeah, that's true.
When
Skill set can
you,
start anytime.
yeah. That adds to your power. That adds to your strength. But humility, when you are on your knees, whether you're praying or you're broken down,
Absolutely.
that's where power begins, I believe.
I can't agree more.
Yeah.
Yes.
So moving on, many people can understand brokenness. Few understand how brokenness can become a pathway to influence and leadership.
Yeah.
How did adversity help shape the leadership principles you now teach and embody? Like it's about imparting. You have already spoken how you developed within yourself. Now, how do you pass it on to the audience or to the clients? So that's the question I have for you.
I connected back to like how you connected to eagle. I connected to a tree. Every time a tree goes through the entire cycle, every 4 seasons, or at least the 3 seasons, if not. It sheds its leaves, it dries up, sheds leaves, and comes back green, and more green, probably sometimes. The flowers, the colors. So, what I believe in as leadership and what I share with people is it is a cycle. It is a cycle and it is going to be a cycle, and that's what is life all about. And that's what I believe in as well. That the moment you know that you're going to fall, it's okay to fall. But be aware that you're going to fall. Because the moment you're not aware about your falling is when your leadership is completely gone for a toss. And when I'm sharing this with any of my clients or any of my acquaintances around me, first thing I say is, I've been there and I still fear of falling. I still have that fear. And I still have the fear of, can I come back again resilient? But I really loved what you said about the phoenix when we started off. So that phoenix has always been in my mind after that big fall that I had in 2017. So 2017, every time, everywhere I go, that's a story that I tell for sure because it reminds me of what lowest can be and what kind of resilience and willpower will you need to come back on track, if not greater. So that's what I feel, that leadership starts from inside you.
Correct.
If you can't lead yourself, you can't lead anybody. And that leadership, again, I've seen people misunderstanding for sure.
Yeah.
And that misunderstanding is that let's preach, but not follow. And that's something I can't.
Yeah.
I used to do that before. Unfortunately, I was there. I learned the hard way. I learned the hard way that preaching without following is not easy.
I mean, that's the beauty of adversity and hardships, that brings you down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It brings you back to your senses.
Correct. We have already spoken about that, so I'm not getting into that. How did you learn and all? So coming back to this podcast, the very series is called Finding Joy and Resilience Amidst Adversity. And again, coming back to Mahirah's perspective about success, that is happiness.
Yes.
In small and big things, whatever it is, whatever is on your plate, it has to be happiness. It has to be around joy. So your story beautifully illustrates both. Yet, resilience is not merely surviving hardships. It's becoming someone new because of it. So for someone listening today who feels trapped, broken, uncertain about the future, what would you want them to know about the possibility of finding joy, resilience, and presence on the other side of adversity. And also I want to add, like, what are the fun things you can add to your life apart from being a IT professional, coach, and the big names? You can also add that the fun thing you find it out, which gave you a lot of joy. You can
Oh,
add
there
that.
are too many. There are too many.
I know.
There are too many. If I start saying that list, it'll keep going long. I think we will not finish for today. But one thing I definitely learned during those days and moving away from incubation, which I was talking about, and for anybody who feels stuck, is first learn to express that emotion. It could be through words, it could be through colors, it could be through actions, it could be through anything. Getting those emotions first expressed is the first step. And that's what even I learned. Because even during my lowest point and the highest point, both, for me personally, and that's what I tell everybody as well, is expressing first is the first step towards moving for better. The moment you stop expressing, in any shape or form, it does not need that somebody has to understand. I'm sure the Leonardo who made all those great paintings would have had his hand towards the pain that he had, and he expressed it beautifully in all parts, right? So that's what I always tell anybody, because I'm an art therapist as well, so I'm being a little biased maybe, but I've seen that it works. It works. And the most important one, having a hobby, any kind of hobby where you can express, get your emotions channelized into something that comes out of it. And that actually brought me to pottery, being a potter. So every time I'm low, at any point of time, it could be absolute low or it could be just, I'm not feeling great today. I would sit in front of a wheel or just take that clay in my hand and I'll make something out of it.
Wow.
Of course, I have a vision what it should be, but it wouldn't come out that way. But something comes out of it for sure.
But still you enjoy it.
And still enjoy it. Yeah. Absolutely. And not just making it, but even just recycling it again after that. I don't fire it. I don't keep it as a piece of trophy or something. I just take a picture just to be sure that, I did it. If it came out great. And if it didn't also, I just pick it up, again, recycle it, use the same lump of clay. So I think we as human beings are the same. I connect back to pottery a lot because how many times that clay goes through so much adversity from us. You pinch it, you crash it, you do everything, and still it comes out as something at the end. Right? I think we human beings are the same. And that's what I would say, pottery or doing something that really gives you that happiness. For me, it was riding a bike as well. And I learned riding a Royal Enfield. Am I riding that bike? No. But given the chance, I would.
Okay.
And speed thrills me a lot. Like I said, the competitive side of me. I go for go-karting. I love go-karting. It just don't have to think anything. Just look at the route. I know that I'm a horse with blinders, full speed, drive, come back. That wind, when it goes through me, I feel like, yes, I can do it. I can do anything after this.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Actually, when you have, sometimes I find people who are very confused. What should I do?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I also, the other day I was sharing with you, these hobbies actually keep us alive. Absolutely. If you have hobbies, there is someone on LinkedIn I met a few days ago, and she was a hobbyist drummer. I know, what is that? A hobbyist? For the first time I heard that word. Hobbies, I know. Yeah. Hobbyist, that's a new word, These days words just come up, I mean, much faster than how Shakespeare was creating those words. So she said, no, my hobby is drumming. She plays drum. And that was awesome. I mean, those things actually keep you alive. And
Absolutely.
it makes you feel. And the pottery thing you said, I was just imagining the clay. No, sometimes I feel, God, I am the clay. You are the potter. Mold me as you want.
Yeah.
That picture, that imagination, that metaphor came to my mind
Yeah.
when we surrender to our life to God's hand, and He molds us as He wants, and we will be in perfect shape. So I have one request to you. If you can show us one piece of something creativity.
Oh,
I mean, I can't ask you to ride bike now. That's not possible. But at least you can show something. If
I
it
don't
is
have it right in front of me,
okay, okay.
but it's there in my Instagram for sure. I don't know if I can show it here. Is it easy or not? I have
It's
no
not
idea.
possible. I mean, I was thinking if you have
The
a
pieces.
creation, yeah, a piece.
Oh no, right now I don't have it, but
Okay, leave
definitely I
it,
can
leave
share
it.
it anytime.
That's okay. Maybe I will invite you for some another podcast about pottery and how to do that. Then you
Oh,
can
yes,
explain it.
absolutely.
Anyway, so that's all. Thank you so much, Mahira, for this wonderful the way you answered all these questions. I feel so elated, and because I came back after a long pause. It was 14 months
You're
since
the
I
best.
conducted a podcast on this particular topic theme. So yeah, now it's time for our audience. The floor is yours. Now it's your time, Radhika. Please unmute yourself. You wanted to ask a question, so you get the first opportunity to ask.
Thank you so much, Chiradeep. Today I have two of my favorite people, Chiradeep and Mahirah, on the floor, and I'm just loving it. And you can see my excitement. I made sure that my app was working well, you
We
know.
can't see your excitement if you unless you come on camera.
Yes, I would love to, but it's just that I just managed to fix up my audio.
Audio.
So, yes. And first of all, amazing podcast, Chiradeep and Myra. So
Thank you.
nice listening to both of you and the journey that Myra has taken. Having said that, like I was listening to some of the strategies or the path she took and the challenges she overcome and how she actually made sure that her mindset was she could make it as resilient as possible. um, having said all that, on a lighter note, I would like to ask Myra, there are days like many of us, we feel lousy. The day doesn't seem to go by. Things put us down, whether it has been someone's remark or some reflection that passes you by, and you just feel down.
Yeah.
So I'm sure over a period of time, many of us, we develop our quick fixes,
Yeah.
so as to just make us feel slightly better. So I just wanted to know, for those days when one is just feeling lousy for not some major reason, how do you deal with those, gloomy days?
First one, like I mentioned before, I have a potter's wheel in my place. First thing I do is I just sit near the pottery wheel, take the lump of clay, and work on it. But there are days when I don't want to do that as well. Of course, human mind will not accept everything that we want to try, which is reality. But one thing definitely worked for me is just expressing it in some way or the other. And after doing art therapy myself, I started expressing my pain, my thought process in terms of symbols, drawings, and colors. For two reasons. One, I don't want anybody to know what's happening in my mind. It's just me, it's for me, and it's just too personal and private to me. So that helps a lot. I know what it means. If I'm drawing yellow, does not really mean that I'm joyful. Yellow could always mean that I'm feeling dull as well. So that's what art therapy says, that it's an abstract art in itself, and it's unique just to you. So two things I definitely do when I feel that I'm becoming low in my energy is, first thing, I make that art, and once I have finished it, I do my stuff that I'm supposed to do with a focused mindset and come back and make another one. I would see a huge difference in both of them. And another thing that I definitely tend to do, which just takes 2-3 minutes, is focusing on where that pain is, because our body knows where it is. And the moment I know about it, I start talking to it. I just start talking to it, saying that I accept you. I accept you, that you're there. You are in my body, and I'm absolutely okay with it. And the moment I say okay and I give a smile to myself, it slowly comes out of my body easily. So those are the 2-3 things that I usually do.
That was lovely to know, Mahirah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So anybody else has a question for Mahirah to answer?
I just want to mention, when I heard Myra's childhood story, like we always go towards the mature side of the author. How did you discover this? How did you discover that? But there was a side who was so proud that I became a child once again. And I really admire that, because sometimes when we get caught up into a lot of expectations, a lot of worldly expectation, a lot of pressure, it disconnects us from the child within. And the whole journey, how beautifully you've explained that it was a 9 month journey of pregnancy. It was painful, it was everything, but it's like giving birth to yourself.
Yeah.
So that thing I really loved, and what I resonated with most was being that tomboy and the world forcing you to be ladylike, fragile, and that kind. And you, anyways, there were times when they were able to mold you, and there were times when you were able to get back to it. So I think that is an inspiration that I'm gonna take with take with myself. So yeah, thank you so much for this. Just wanted to ask a little question. Like, sometimes I know we all have our way of expressing. Like, somebody would dance. There are different sort of art therapies that everybody does. Some days, it's just that your body, your mind, it's not what do you say, connecting all together to help you accept the pain that you're going through. Sometimes, how do you deal with that? Like, you wanna focus, you wanna make art and everything, but sometimes you just wanna you just pick up that mold and throw it on somebody's face. That anger. How do you deal with that?
I can imagine. I've been there, Jahnavi. I will not deny that. Those days when my body is not accepting to do anything with these hands as well, what I do is I just sit down and watch the sunset or the sunrise. There were days when I was in Chennai that the moment I felt really, really low and I didn't want to do anything. Of course, that time I would want to walk a little bit sometimes. So if that was an option for me, I used to walk to the bus stop, take the bus, go till Pondicherry, and just sit for the sunrise. It could be 1 o'clock in the night, it could be 12 o'clock in the night when I would have started my journey, and I would wait for the sunrise. So I used to do that. There are times when, of course, we can't travel as well. Your body is not at all accepting to travel as well. Those are the times when I just go to the terrace, sit down, and just listen to the birds. I know nowadays we don't listen to birds at all, thanks to our network and mobiles.
Yeah.
So those times what I do is I put on a video that allows me to listen to that forest sound. That calms us really fast.
Yeah. It's very soothing, actually. Just going back to the nature, it connects you to yourself
Absolutely.
really well. Yeah.
And if you have a
And
park nearby, just remove your footwear and walk in the grass is more than enough.
I just, sometimes when you have a lot of people around you who are like, रात को इतने बजे कहाँ जाना है, क्यों जाना है, and all of that.
I agree.
How do you deal with that control that people have over you? That is one thing. Like, even like I've heard your story that you went to Europe, you traveled a lot when you were going through pain. But the first thing for girls is not that much for guys, but for girls is like, अकेले क्यों जाना है? किसके साथ जाना है? All of
True.
those things. How did you deal with that?
It is all about safety. That first thing that comes to my mind is they are coming from the point of view of safety and security, right? So I accept that. I wait for the sunrise and immediately disappear the moment I know that I can see everything clearly. I mean, that's what I used to do because I had a similar situations where I was not allowed to go out immediately. So I'll just wait for that first ray of sunrise and that's it. I would go out and I'll just walk. I know it takes time. When it is a dark time, you will feel more gloomy. But the willingness to just come out of it is half done for me. And the same thing for anybody when they say that, when I can't do that, what do I do? I say that is half done. You are already saying you want to do it.
Yeah.
Right? It's just matter of time. Till that time, I always say that, listen to that sounds. The nature sound will still keep you going for some time. Just wait for that first light, then disappear. It's okay.
Yeah. Any other
And
question?
probably I'll just add one more over there.
Yeah.
When it is really not manageable, there can be times when our mind really deceives us. It's not manageable at all. That is the time we should always look towards our support system. It could be anything.
Yeah.
For me, even if it is not my family, I don't want to disturb them during midnight call or something. First thing I do is I find who is the nearest therapist who I can have a conversation. Because the moment that's out of your mind, you are in a position where you can still survive for that time before you do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I've learned over days, years, months is building that support system, if not finding that one therapist who's okay to take a call at any time. And usually therapists are okay.
In the middle of the night, adding to what Mahirah said, sometimes I am not in a condition to go out and talk to a therapist. In the middle of the night, no friends will be talking to you. So at that particular moment, what should I do? You will laugh. All of you will laugh. There is an online game called Ludo Club. I play that. It's a great stress buster. So when you understand how you feel, when you identify, start searching things that will make you happy, or at least pacify or calm those grueling feelings that goes on within you. Anybody else? If you don't have any question, then we will end here and we will be free.
I think I'll thank everybody, whoever stayed till the entire conversation.
Yeah.
Even if I made one smile for any one of you, I'm more than happy, like I always say. And of course, I'm seeing two people on the screen who's laughing, and I see Radhika also, the way she mentioned. So I feel the joy of sharing that story that I had. And Janvi, like you said, when it is too late, what should I do or what? I'm here. You can call me anytime. I pick the call even midnight in my sleep. So that's my habit. It's become a habit, unfortunately, but a good habit. So you can call me anytime. You have my number, and I can just be there, just listening.
Thank you.
You got your coach, Janvi.
No. Cut the coach out of it.
friend.
Yes. Coaching can be dangerous. Not now. Not the time when people are not in that position.
Thank you so much, Bimalji. I'm so happy to see you. We have never met, but you joined. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you
Thank
if
you
you
so
have something
much.
to say, please.
नहीं, मैं सिर्फ इतना कहना चाहता हूँ, सवाल बहुत उठते हैं दिमाग
जी।
में, लेकिन हर सवाल का जवाब कोच की मुस्कुराहट से मिल गया.
Nice.
Thank you.
And from my heart, I thank you for that. आज का मैसेज यही है कि हर हालात में मुस्कुराते रहिए और अपनी जिंदगी जीते रहिए.
Absolutely.
बहुत बहुत
so much.
धन्यवाद.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much. Okay, we are good to end here, I think, Mahirah.
Thank you, everyone. Yes.
Thank you so much, all of you, whoever stayed so long.